John, let's talk the respect right out of the gate. And, do you think Canada is getting the respect it deserves, the recognition it deserves, heading into this World Cup, finishing the way they did in qualifying? Do you feel that Canada is being looked at as somebody, who can threaten at this World Cup?
I think we still have to earn that. I think that's the journey that we're on with this World Cup, Andy. We've said it to the players, and the staff are very aware that finishing top in CONCACAF is very different to competing on the world stage at a World Cup against competitors, many who've been there before, and understand, the things that it's going to bring. So I think it's just a journey. It's a journey with our fans, with people around the world, to at least get to know that Canada are here and hopefully, here to stay on the world stage for a long period of time, particularly with 2026 just around the corner.
Mm-hmm. What about all the pomp and circumstance around the World Cup? I mean, everyone knows that you are so meticulous in preparing your players when it comes to on the pitch. But off the pitch, there's the excitement. There are the fans. You're going to see the flags. You're going to hear the music. You're going to see the faces that are painted. Everything, the noise that comes along, the good noise that comes along with a World Cup. How do you keep your players grounded?
I think from a cultural, mental side, the mindset's everything. When you're in these pinnacle events and coming into games where you don't have a massive amount of preparation together tactically, preparing the mindset is going to be key. And I think in all the work of trying to bring in everything that's positive about the World Cup and use that to motivate the players, and then just trying to make sure we balance that. It's got to be something they enjoy. Like we can't wrap them up in a bubble and them just be totally focused on their role on the pitch. I mean, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for some of these men and a dream come true. So we've got to maximize that opportunity to some degree, enjoy the whole experience of Canada being there for the first time in 36 years, their second time in our history. Mm-hmm. And these men have put a shift in to earn it. 4 years, some of them maybe 15 years grinding away. So the last thing I want to do is create some kind of football prison where, they're just focused on what they've got to do on a football field. We got to enjoy this with you and with the fans.
We're looking forward to that. We're also looking forward to the first game. Do you like the fact that you're facing Belgium right out of the gate?
Yeah, cheers. Would I have preferred someone else? Maybe. But, it's a great story for these players. They're number 2 in the world. When you look at it, they haven't been beaten off an underdog team in 6-7 years. They've only been beaten off 3 teams in the last 6-7 years. So when you look at it, you go, "Oh, this is a tricky way to start a tournament." But at the same time, it's just we're looking at it as opportunity. Like, it's all opportunity. One, to score our first goal, to get our first result, to maybe upset a team. I mean, these are the things that I think you'd rather go into the tournament in this sort of mentality than, that weight of expectation that teams like Belgium, England, France, that they carry, and they have to carry, because it can be a heavy burden. But for us, I think, the burden we carry is just, we want to earn respect. So we're putting a lot of pressure on ourselves to perform.
So I'm curious, in your eyes, what does success look like for Canada and Qatar?
Well, I think it's got to be from the players' hearts and minds. I think as a coach, you've got your own internal vision of what this is going to be, but we listen to our fans. We listen to, what people in football want from our team. And I think everyone just wants them to do them proud. Without trying to undersell it, I think the players are clear that they want to go as far as they can and shock the world, But I think at the same time, it's been very clear of the small steps. Can we get our first goal? Can we get our first clean sheet? can we get our first result? Can we get our first win? Can we get out the group stage? And it's taking those little steps, because I know if we score our first goal, this country's going to rock from east to west. You know, that there's going to be like a huge cry across the whole country, because we've never celebrated a goal on this stage before. So for me, it's just, we've got so much opportunity to pioneer here, and it's about keeping the team really connected and making sure some players have really pushed some personal bests, and at the end of it, we're proud of the memory that we've created here.
I don't know if you're going to give me an answer, but I'm going to try, John, because speaking to some of your players, they've divulged, obviously, the great motivator that you are and some of the tools. And you shared some of that, of course, with the mock front page in a newspaper to say, we're going to finish #1 in qualifying, and you did. We know about the sword and the symbolism and everything about, behind that. That was during qualifying. Do you have something that you're sharing with the players now that you can give us a sneak peek into to get them going for the World Cup?
No chance. No chance.
I wanted to try.
Well, Andy, what I'm going to say is the World Cup is such a special occasion. There's a real balancing act here of just overstimulus. The challenge that I think we're all facing is, keeping the team together. There's so many agendas that people will have coming into this World Cup, and what they've sacrificed to get here. So a big part of what we have to do is just keep these men together, and a massive theme around our mindset is pioneering. So there may be some elements we do around pioneering. So we'll keep pushing that mindset of being first.
At least I got a theme out of you. But I'm curious what kind of impact you want this run that you've been on to have on Canadians. I can go through the list of the accomplishments, to finishing first, to qualifying for the first time in 36 years. You've alluded to individual accomplishments as well. What's that lasting legacy you want to leave behind for Canadians?
Well, we're evolving in a new generation, a new society, and probably breaking away from that conservative Canadian DNA. That's, I think this team with the Alphonso Davies, the Johnnies, etc. I mean, they're stepping into new territory, new ground. That they're taking our sport to a new stratosphere. And I think the team made a commitment about New Canada. They wanted to show New Canada on the field. They wanted to do things differently. And it's trying to push the next generation, the youth, into that space, that, getting them to believe that, anything is possible as a Canadian footballer. And not just Canadian footballers, but Canadians in general. It's just having that little bit more swag and being able to puff our chest out a bit more and not feel guilty for doing that.
Exactly, and it's where dreams start. John, it's been an incredible run, and it's been so incredible watching you on this run. Best of luck.
Thanks, Andy.
If you enjoyed this content, don't miss anything that we're putting out on Soccer North. Be sure to download the CBC Gem app, head to the App Store, and hey, it's free.